Hello everyone, welcome to Python Algo Trading Tutorials. Today we are going to learn how to implement option selling strategy using the framework I built so far. Okay, so before starting, request you to watch previous videos for a better understanding, and it's better to watch all the videos so that you can implement your own strategy easily. If you're just watching this video, it is not useful. I mean, you cannot do anything just watching this video. Okay, going to the content. So there are some few bug fixes while placing orders, especially for futures and option symbols. I fixed them, and yeah, we are going to implement option selling strategy. So what are the rules? The strategy starts at 9:30 a.m. sharp. Okay, we are going to sell both CE and PE at 9:30 a.m. So what we do at 9:30 a.m. from the logic from the algo, we'll get the current market price of Nifty futures. First you need to calculate the Nifty future symbol, right, of monthly. Then you get the current market price of Nifty futures. Then calculate the nearest strike price against current market. So Nifty option strikes are differed by 50 points each, right? So it's like 15,000, 15,050, 15,100. So if the current market price is somewhere around, let's say 15,020, so which is near, 15,000 or 15,050? So in this case 15,000 is near, so you have to select 15,000 as a ATM strike price. If the current market price is 15,027, okay, that is above the middle point is 15,025, correct? So in this case, which is near, 15,050 is near, so that will be your ATM strike price. So once you get the ATM strike price, we need to calculate the weekly option symbol, the immediate weekly expiry option symbol for both CE and PE. For CE, what we are doing is we're just doing ATM strike price plus 50 points, that we get the call option, and then we'll subtract 50 points from the ATM strike price and we'll assume that as a put option. We'll short both these options at 9:30, and our stop loss is 50%. I have not mentioned in the PPT, but I can see in the code of stop loss is 50%. Short both the symbols and place stop loss orders at 50% distance. And then there is no target for this strategy. Either wait for the SL to be hit and wait till square of time, that is 3:15 p.m. And one more thing I forgot to tell you, that this strategy should be traded only on Wednesday and Thursday. So basically what we are going to do is we are trying to get the advantage of theta decay. Okay, I have not backtested this strategy, but it may work. I mean, if you just do it on Wednesday and Thursday, it may work, but I am not recommending anyone to trade this strategy in live. Okay, do proper backtesting analysis from your end before running this strategy in live. So this is just for demo purpose. You can have your own PEC symbols, either plus 100, minus 100, and with different quantities. You can create your own strategy from this demo strategy, and you can run your own strategy. Okay, that's fine. So let's go into the code. So the PR request I raised here. Yeah, these are the changes from the last code to this. So this is a new strategy I created, option selling, the file name optionselling.py. And here I have commented the previous strategies. I'm not going to run them. So I'll add a new line here, threading. So we are going to run this strategy in a separate thread. You just call like this, similar to other strategies. Then there are a couple of changes I did in order to handle NFO. Okay, here. Yeah, there's some bug fixes I did. Okay, coming to option selling. Okay, before going into the option selling py Python file, let me go to utils file. So what extra things I did here? We need to know, right? Is today's weekly expiry date or today is one day before weekly expiry date, right? Then only we are going to trade this strategy. So this logic will get the current weekly expiry date and will compare with whether today equal to current weekly expiry, then return to otherwise false. Similarly, what we are going to do in this function is today one day before weekly expiry. Get the weekly expiry date, and then today equal to get time of the day of today, and just do a expiry day -1 today. Okay, oh, this won't handle if there is a holiday between weekly expiry day and one day before expiry day. This does not handle that you can add, but it's okay. You can trade on Tuesday and Wednesday, or you can trade on Wednesday and Thursday. And okay, another utility function I wrote here, get nearest strike price. So what you are giving is here, let's say you are giving a 15020 here, okay, and the nearest multiple default I'm assuming is 50. This is we used generally for Nifty. So in this case, this function will return 15,000. If you give the price as 15030, then the nearest strike price will be 15050, will be written from this function. So in case of Bank Nifty, suppose if you are calling this function for Bank Nifty, then you have to pass the second argument as 100, right? Bank Nifty options strikes are deferred by 100 rupees each, 100 points each. Okay. These are the utility functions, new, and we are going to use them in our strategy. If you go to option selling strategy, so similar to other strategy, just copy paste other strategy and change all the names. Option selling here, and everything logic is same. We need to modify some parameters here. So the product type is MAS, no change. Symbols, nothing. We are going to calculate those symbols dynamically. So SL percentage, I told you, right, 50% from the entry. Target processing, there is no target applicable for this target, so we don't have any target for it. Okay, and the start timestamp for this trade is 9:30. Exactly at 9:30 am we are going to start this strategy. We are going to sell both P and C, plus 50 C and minus 50 P. Stop time is not applicable here anyhow. Square of timestamp is 1550, 3:15 p.m. and then capital allocated 1 lakh, and here capital per set allocated 1 lakh. That means when I say per set, 1 CE plus 1 PE, 1 lot of CE plus 1 lot of PE is nothing but per set. Okay, we need 1 lakh capital here. So leverage is not applicable here. Is FNO, set it to true, and make sure you set this value to true. So what are the number of trades you are going to take under a strategy should be set to that value. Okay, so in our case we are going to sell 1 CE and 1 PE, correct? So the number of maximum trades per day is 2. Suppose if you are selling plus 100, minus 100, plus 50, minus 50, there will be 4 option symbol. In that case, this max trades per day will be 4. Set this to accordingly, don't forget. Otherwise, you will see only partial trades placed by algo and the other trades are not placed by algo. So you need to again dig into deep where is the problem. So that's why I'm explaining. Make sure this value is set properly according to your strategy rules. Okay. And the function here, in the base class we already written, right? Can trade today already. By default, the base class strategy written true, always, right? But some of the strategies we don't trade on all days, right? Like this option selling, we trade only on Wednesday and Thursday to take the advantage of theta decay. So we need to write a special logic here to return true or false. So what I wrote here, if today is one day before weekly expiry, if it is true, then I print something. Today is one day before expiry date, hence going to trade this strategy. Then only return true. Or if it is today is expiry day, yes, again print something here, return true. Either of them satisfied, then other than weekly expiry day before expiry, we are returning false here. Okay, so we are not going to trade this strategy in other days. And the process, this is a key function. So this is being called from this base strategy every time within in a separate thread. So what I am doing is, if current timestamp is less than start timestamp, we are not going to do anything. If the trade's already placed, I am not going to do anything. Okay, here make sure that if this is 2 in my case, but maybe in 4, 6 in your case, according to your strategy. And so what I'm going to do here, using utility functions we wrote, which I explained in the previous tutorial, I'm going to get the current month week future symbol by passing the Nifty here. You will get the future symbol, that means current month, May month future symbols you will get. So once you get the future symbol, I'm calling the get code future symbol. Okay, so when you call the get code, last code will get, and from the code we have the last traded price. Okay, so if the last traded price is 15031, okay, the nearest strike will be 15050. So this function, which I explained a few minutes ago, will return you 15050 in this case. So the ATM strike you got, I'm just printing the last traded price and ATM strike. Then as per the strategy, we are going to create two symbols. One CE, that is ATM strike plus 50, and one is ATM strike minus 50 put symbol, correct? So just store in some variable ATM plus 50 CE symbol, ATM minus 50 PE symbol. I'm just printing those of them. Then if trades are already not created, I'm just going to call this function generate trades, passing both the symbols to this function. And what did this function do? Generate trades. Please note, this is generate trades plural, this is generate trade singular. So this function will again call for each symbol this function to create the trades. So here what we are doing, calculate the lots per trade. Okay, in our case we just assigned 1. If you configure capital as 2 like in this example, so we'll get the 2 lots, otherwise it is only 1 lot. Again, so for each symbol, C symbol and P symbol, I'm getting the last code, the latest code I'm getting here. If you don't get any code, just returning, not going to process anything. Ideally you get the codes. So here I'm passing the last traded price of C symbol and last traded price of the P symbol by calling the generate trade function. That is nothing but this one. So for each symbol I'm calling this function. So after this gets successful, I'm just printing trade generated and add these symbols to the this list, so that you will not be generating the trades again when the process function is called in a loop from the thread. So what exactly does this generate trade? Okay, we call this function for C symbol and P symbol along with number of lots and last traded price, correct? We are going to create a trade here, and options true, and direction is always short here because we are going to only short the trades. And product type MS here, place market order, yes, true. And the last trade price we're setting to request entry, timestamp is strategist timestamp, ISD. So here you need to call the instrument get instrument data by symbol, right? So we pass option symbol here because why we are calling this, you need to know the how much quantity per lot, right? So we are not going to configure anything hard coding. So dynamically you'll get the value even NSE or broker changes the lot size, let's say from 75 to 100. So you don't need to change anything in your code. Everything will be in line from the code point of view. So you'll get the proper quantity per lot. Okay, this lot size into number of lots, that will be your total quantity. In our case, lot size 75 into 1 lot, 75 quantity. And you calculate the stop loss price. This is around to NSE price. Request entry plus request entry into SL percent. That is 50% from the entry. Let's say you are selling at 50 rupees. 50% of 50 is 25 rupees. So the stop loss will be 75 rupees in this case. Target we are setting it 0 because target order is not applicable for this strategy in this case. Okay, if your strategy has any target, then let's say 90% target you want, right? So just set this, calculate the trade dot target here. It's similar to this trade request enter minus trade request to self dot target percent by 100. So the target percentage you have to set above, okay, in the constructor of this class. Then after creating the trade, we are just adding calling the trade manager add new trade and passing the trade to trade manager, and trade manager will pass the handle the trade. So whenever a new tick gets for this option symbol, so the trade manager will call this function. So we'll check the super class function. If there is anything wrong, in that case, if this will return false, then we are not going to take trade. But ideally, this should not be the case unless if you are having the third trade, but you allow only 2 trades per day. In that case, it will return false, the base one. You can go through the code of the base class. And so normally what we should do, we don't have any condition. This is not a breakout strategy. You just return true from here at 9:30. Whenever the trade is generated, you have to just return true so that trade manager will trade the place. That's it. Then, so what are the things changed? Sample strategy, there's some fixes. Yeah, there's some fixes here. Yeah, there was some bug in trade manager where only the either short or long trade is being called from a strategy. So I handled it here. You can have a look at it if you want, else you can skip it. Yeah, so that's it from the logic point of view. Yeah, simple, right? So you just need to, from your code, what exactly you need to do? You need to create your own strategy, right? You create from this, suppose you want to create your own strategy, option selling strategy. You just take the copy of this entire file, you call it different name, let's say option selling, strangle, straddle. See, first of all, I don't bother about what is strangle or straddle, I don't care. I just look at logic. People call with different names, but I am least bothered about them. You can have logic like here plus 50, right? So you can have another 2 lines here. Let's say I'll tell you, I'm not going to, sorry. So how do you exactly, let's say you copy this complete file and you turn it in a different file. So in a different file, what you're going to write, assume that you're going to trade 4 symbols per day, okay, change it to 4, okay, then the time is up to you, 9:30 or 9:40, you can configure above, here it will be 4 then. So how do you do? Let's say along with this plus 50 minus 50, I want to do 100 plus 100 minus, this is minus 100 P symbol, so you do minus 100. Similarly, you have plus 100 C symbol, okay. So this is a different variable name. So then what you do, just pass these two also to get generate traits function here, comma, ATM plus 100 C symbol, ATM minus 100 my P symbol, and inside this you take care of these two symbols also and internally call the generated function. So in your case, your strategy will become, you are shorting total 4 symbols, that is plus 50 C plus 100 C minus 50 P minus 100 P. So that's how you can have your own logic. So whatever the combination you want, it will take any combination, okay. Yeah, that's how it is. I'm just removing this. You can implement your own strategy like this. So coming to this one, let me stop loss. Let me write 50%, okay, no target. Okay, yeah, I'll show this, I mean whatever code I wrote, so I'll run it in a live, okay, and I'll show how the trade goes in live in a separate video. So thanks for your time, have a nice day, thank you, bye bye.